You are in one of the most insane energetic upgrades that I think that you've ever experienced. And I think that when you're hearing that, you could even just be like, I'm so tired right now. I don't even have the energy to do what I love. Like, that's what it feels, is that your energy feels like it's being pulled inward in a way that it hasn't before. I'm getting like, you've resisted this. You've resisted this level of connection to yourself, to spirit. There's something about like your resistance is being met with your higher self at this time. And I think that the way that I mean that is that there's no denying the fact that you've been avoiding showing up for yourself in a way that genuinely like nourishes your soul. I think that you've been in a long cycle of almost survival, like just kind of doing things just to do them, or doing them just to, because you have to. Like, it just feels like you put this pressure on yourself that I have to do this even if it's burning me out, even if I don't even have the energy to show up for myself. So there's something about you're being like rerouted right now. And I think that you might have been on this massive like uphill climb, it feels. And it almost feels like you're being like, it feels like you're being pulled back down, but you're really not. I feel like you're being pulled back to reflect on like, where were you actually going with this? Like, I feel like, where were you actually going with this energy in hopes that you would get somewhere burnt out like this? Okay, and I'm not saying that you can't accomplish it, but there's something about like, you couldn't do that forever. There's no way that somebody can exist like that forever without it like falling back onto you. And that's what it feels like is happening right now, is this weight on top of you where it just feels like this exhaustion is at like a next level that you literally cannot avoid it anymore, because you could even be trying to show up for you want, or trying to do things, and your body is literally screaming, I don't want to, I can't. And you know what, it's like you're breaking this idea that if you stop showing up, things are going to fall apart. You're not going to get to where you want to be. And it's like you're actually starting to realize the more that you give yourself space to take care of yourself first, the more you'll actually get there quicker than if you were just pushing against your own natural rhythm. So it feels like you could even be connecting to your natural way of wanting to exist. And that could be like a life of ease, is what I feel. I don't think that you're meant for this like hardcore grind energy. You are meant to grind for what you want. Like, I'm not saying that you can't, get inspired and push and strive, but there's something about like, you never gave yourself the time of day to genuinely nourish yourself. And I think that the way that it's falling back on you, it's not necessarily like you're going backwards at all and you're not losing progress. If anything, you're just gaining more insight of how you can get there more efficiently. So this feels like a just complete reconstruction of how you see the way that you show up. Because it's not just how you show up, it's how you're viewing how you're showing up. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you saw anything wrong with what you were doing, but it didn't feel right. But now you see this isn't right and it doesn't feel right. So I need to do something different. If that means taking a break, if that means taking more naps, if that means eating differently, or doing things that allow my spirit to just not think for a minute. Because it just feels like your mind is like just this constant, I'm seeing like a hamster wheel. Like, you could be the kind of person that like clings to something and then you loop and you loop. And I'm also hearing like headaches. Like, you could give yourself headaches. You'll be giving yourself headaches with how much your mind just goes and goes and goes. And it's literally just like your body has had this breaking moment of just stop. Okay? Just stop. And that's not a bad thing. If anything, that means that you're about to like up level. I feel like the upgrade is something again that has been calling for you, but you didn't even realize you were denying it. You weren't doing this intentionally, I don't think. But now that you're aware, I just feel like the way that things are about to shift dramatically for you, it's not going to be anything like you expected it would. Do part 2.